ExxonMobil Guyana manager provided an update on the country's petroleum production in this report.
So now we have these two facilities. They're producing somewhere around 330,000 barrels of oil today. They have a capacity, as we bring on additional wells, to go up as high as 360,000, 370,000 barrels a day, maybe higher. We'll test them further as we start them up.
That was the ExxonMobil Guyana's manager, Mr. Alistair Routledge, providing an update on the production of petroleum from the oil and gas sector. Mr. Routledge continued to elaborate on the benefits of being a petroleum-producing country when the price for the commodity is spiraling upwards.
And I'm sure you all know the price of gasoline has been going up and diesel has been going up. Well, that's because the oil markets have gone a little crazy with events, first of all with COVID, with the lack of investment, but then following that, of course, with the issues with Russia invading Ukraine, which has caused a lot of havoc in energy markets. So it's good for Guyana that you're now a net exporter of oil, and that so although the price of oil has been shooting up, net is causing a revenue benefit to the country.
He went on to share more details about the oil extraction drill ships that are being set up in other areas.
They're about 200 kilometers or more offshore. The water depth that we're operating at there is about 1,500 meters or 1 mile deep. So this is what we call ultra deep water. This is frontier exploration activity. Very high technology in order to be able to operate at those water depths. For instance, the drill ships are not anchored because the water is so deep. They operate on thrusters that keep them in position with global satellite positioning. So those vessels, 6 of the drill ships are there operating 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
The company's manager alluded to the upcoming extraction ships that are anticipated to be set up in the near future.
Of those 6, about 4 roughly are working on development wells. So for the projects that have been approved, including Liza, the last wells, development wells for Liza, then also for the Guyana development, which is coming up, and the Yellowtail project, which was sanctioned by the government and approved by the co-venturers in the Starboard Block in April of this year. And so 2 more projects have been sanctioned. That means that we have to drill wells for those projects. That's where 4 of the rigs are operating essentially. The other 2 are drilling further exploration and appraisal wells to continue to identify the resource, find the resource, try and aggregate enough resource into areas within the Starboard Block that we can economically develop that.
He further stated,
2 other benefits that I see from that. One is by using a different technology for the generation. This will be gas turbine driven instead of heavy fuel oil driven reciprocating engines. The quality of the signal of the frequency of the electricity will also be better. So hopefully we won't need those surge protectors as much. And then the environmental aspects. By moving from heavy fuel oil in reciprocating engines to natural gas, methane burning in a gas turbine, we increase the efficiency, we also reduce the amount of emissions of CO2 in particular, but also